everyone, I'm Danny. Welcome to Neither Here Nor There, conversations across
marrying into another culture. Hi everyone, my name is Christina, and today we have someone here with us live that Danny and I met randomly here in Taiwan. This is our new friend, Alicia. She's going to tell us about her experience marrying into another culture.
How did we meet?
Do you want to explain? Or maybe, Alicia, do you want to tell us how we met? Because it was your birthday, right?
Oh, my friend's birthday.
Oh, your friend's birthday, okay.
Yeah, it was a random night, and it was my friend's birthday, so we were like drinking in 7-Eleven. I got a little bit tipsy, and then my friend said, let's go to foot massage. So we went to foot massage, and I saw like 3 of you guys, and I feel like, oh my god, I want to chat with them, but I'm still not so drunk yet. But until I feel so drunk, then I start to chat with them.
It was a good time. We had a good time.
And then we learned that Alicia lives in the Netherlands.
Yep, she lives in the Netherlands, and well, actually, why don't you tell us about yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, so hi, my name is Alicia. I've been living in Europe for about maybe 7-8 years.
Nice.
Yeah, but I was born and raised in Taiwan because I met my husband about 9 years ago in Taiwan. He was doing exchange in Taiwan, so we met, and after like half year of long distance relationship, I decided to move to Europe. Yeah, in the beginning I thought it was just a short term, but fortunately or unfortunately we got married, and now I'm living in Netherlands with him. I'm also a YouTuber, and I'm a video creator. Yeah, so hi.
Thank you for that. We're so excited to have you're the first like in-person interview we've had.
Yes.
Like at this place.
Oh, really?
At this place. At this
Before
place.
it was like a online video.
Yeah, online.
We did do like one in-person interview, but at another location. But this is our like main location.
Yeah,
so
this is our secret
first
little hiding place.
Yeah, it's our little tree house. Yeah. So it's nice to have you here.
For sure, for sure.
So lots of questions to get into today.
So
Christina is going to take us away.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to kick off, I know you mentioned that you met your husband here. Tell us, what culture is he from?
He's from Lithuania.
Lithuania. Did you know growing up, or was that something that you were trying to get to know someone from another country, marry far away?
Yeah, since I was like elementary school, I study English in Korean school, and we also have like foreigner teacher. So I always want to practice my English with some foreigner, but I never expect I will have a foreigner boyfriend or husband.
Yeah.
Why not?
I don't know, but you know, like my aunt, she used to date some foreigner. So I met some foreigner at my hometown by time. Like her husband is Canadian, was Canadian, they divorced. Yeah.
Okay, so why not you? Like, when you're growing up, did you meet a lot of foreigners?
Other
like,
than
your same, around the same age?
I don't think so. Not so many.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just 缘分.
So this was like maybe like one of the first experiences for you to like interact with someone completely, especially from Lithuania. I don't even know anyone from Lithuania.
Yeah, Christina knows a lot of people.
They only have 3 million people, their population.
They only have 3 million people?
Yeah, small country.
What a fact to learn. Wow.
And you got one of them.
Yeah, you
lucky.
did.
You're so
Yes,
lucky. Wow. So was the whole decision process difficult for you? Because you mentioned, right, when you met him, you didn't think this was like a forever thing. But I think when things got serious, it must have been like a big decision that you were considering and all of that.
Yeah, I think everything just go with flow. Like, I'm not the kind of person I can do long distance relationship, but in the beginning, like, he didn't even tell his family that he got a girlfriend in Taiwan, only until he back to Lithuania, and then he told his family. So finally, I think, we are getting more serious, because he never admit like any girlfriend before. Yeah. And after he left he only stayed in Taiwan for 1 semester, so it's like 3 months.
3 months, okay.
Yeah, and then I was kind of loving brand, 恋爱 now. I send a lot of gift to him, like every month, like big pack to him, even kimchi, you know?
Wow. You're such a good girl.
What a good girlfriend. I was just about to say. What?
I don't know why I treated him so good. Yeah.
So nice. Wow. And then right after that, you visited him there, or how did it go?
After 6 months, because we were still studying, so I graduated from my university and I quit my job because I was studying in a night university. So then I quit my day job. I went to Europe. I thought that I would only stay for 3 months because of the visa problem. Yeah, but then fortunately I stayed like half year.
Okay.
And
with him
and his family.
Whoa!
In a Lithuanian deep village.
Wait, and how long had you guys been dating by that time?
6 months.
Like 3 plus 6. Like 3 together in Taiwan and 6 apart. 6 months apart, so it's 9 months.
Wow. Well, you guys moved pretty fast, huh?
Because I have nowhere to live, so only like where else I can live. So expensive in Europe.
Okay, yeah. But that, okay, carry on.
No, but like then, so how was the entire process? Because based on what you were describing, right, you didn't know too many people who were from abroad. Then one of the first big trips, I suppose, is to go to Lithuania and live with this guy and his family in a small town in Lithuania, it sounds like.
Yeah.
How was that? That's so brave.
It's a deep village. You cannot imagine.
Like, how did you get there?
Okay, so it was also like interesting story because when he was in Taiwan, we were hanging out with his classmate, like one American girl and the Russian guy.
Okay.
Is his friend. So we were common friend, and Russian guy, he also somehow live in Lithuania. So they are very close friend.
Yeah.
And then so we flew together, but the American friend, she arrived first, and my ticket has problem because I wrote my name in the wrong way. I spelled wrong name. So I was in the airport and then I cannot even like get the ticket.
Oh my gosh.
And it was my dad, you know, he said, okay, he went to withdraw his money and then he gave me the money just to let me buy the plane ticket in the airport.
Oh my gosh.
And then he said, okay, take care, be careful, chase your love.
Oh my gosh, what a good father.
How romantic.
Thanks, my dad. You guys remind me the story.
Yeah, that's really nice.
So also very spontaneous in that sense, right? Things don't work out and you're like, he's like, go chase your love.
Go chase your love. My God.
Yeah, and there was no direct flight from Taiwan to Lithuania. So he and his friend drove from Lithuania to Germany in Frankfurt to pick us. You know, he has to cross like whole Poland and Germany.
Huh, what a love story they're making.
I wasn't expecting a love story in the middle of this. Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and my plan was, I cannot board to my first plane, so they kind of wait for me on the car the whole night, like maybe 9 hours.
What? That's ages. Whoa.
Yeah, because you had to get a new ticket, right?
Yeah.
Wait, okay. And then you... So then you had to drive another 9-10 hours back to his...
We were traveling, so we were travel to like Czech Republic and Poland, and then drive back to Lithuania. So before we going back to the village, the Russian guy, he's also Lithuanian Russian. So he said, you know, you should help your future mother-in-law to wash the dishes. And I was like, of course I know that. So I just like acting a very good way. Like first time meeting his family. Yeah. And the family, you know, Lithuanian, they like to drink a lot.
Yes.
Because they were from Soviet Union. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they are kind of similar culture.
Yeah.
And with alcohol, I can make friends with anyone.
Yeah.
You knew
That's
that.
Wait, okay, so I'm just thinking about the so it seems like your dad was okay with this. What about your mom? Was she okay with you, going off to live with a guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
After 9 months?
Yeah, my parents, they divorced for a long time since I was 8. But somehow I think when I was leaving to Europe, my mom was also in the airport. Yeah. Yeah, it's like 7 years ago, so.
Wow.
So they were both okay with it?
Yeah, they don't care about what I do. They just want I do what I like to do.
Wow,
Okay.
that's good parenting. Like they just want you to be happy essentially.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Did they meet your boyfriend back then when he was here in Taiwan?
Oh yeah, it was also a quite funny story. Like, because I was living with my dad, so sometimes I secretly brought my boyfriend like back to my home, but he never noticed. And once I think my dad was calling my name, but my
Boyfriend.
Boyfriend.
Yeah, he was in my room. He thought it was my brother because my brother always know him, but he never met my dad. And then he just opened the door with his boxer. He thought was my brother, but it was my dad. So it was their first time meeting. Like, and my dad, he cannot speak English, so it was so awkward. My dad got so mad.
I would be so shocked.
I would be a little bit shocked as well. Wait, and he didn't even know that he was in there?
Did he know you had a boyfriend?
How did he not know that he was in there?
Oh my gosh. Yet
interesting.
he decided to give you money for you to go follow him.
Follow your dad.
Well, very supportive. Yeah.
Very supportive.
Okay, I will go home to say
Thank you.
thank you, Dad. Love you, my dad.
Wow. So it sounds like your parents, even despite that meeting, they were very supportive of the relationship.
Yeah. But I think in Taiwan, the culture is like, they like foreigner, right?
They do.
Yeah, so maybe they like it? I don't know.
Did they say anything? Well, I guess I'm curious. Did they think you would actually marry him?
I don't think so. But since I'm living in Europe for such a long time, so maybe they can guess.
Yeah, now after a while.
Well, you guys are married now, so...
Yeah, I think my parents, they are happy.
Yeah.
Wow, there's so much to go into. But let's go back. I'm just curious. Go back to living in Lithuania with this family. Do they all speak English? Like, was communication a problem?
No, actually, the parent, their second foreign language was Russian. So they used to speak Russian to foreigners. So they try to speak Russian to me. Of course, I don't understand. I can only swear in Russian. Yeah. But the brother and he's the third child. So he has like one older brother, one older sister. They can speak English.
Okay.
Yeah.
And obviously you and your husband speak English together.
Yeah, and he just need to translate all the time to the parents.
Okay.
But after drinking, we don't need translation.
So I'm just thinking, like, because you guys are both speaking, you're like speaking to each other in second languages.
Yeah.
Does that sometimes get hard? Like in arguments?
You're like, oh, you want to say something, you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you watched Modern Family?
Yeah.
Do you know
Gloria?
Yeah, Gloria say, do you know how smart I sound like when I speak my mother language?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I speak English, but it's also not his mother language. So sometimes we really have a lot of some conflict. We cannot just sort from the words, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And also a lot of culture differences. Sometimes like he's very 大男人主义. And because he's from a deep village in Lithuania, so a lot of thought is quite different. And sometimes even when he got angry, he swear in Lithuanian, and I feel so disrespectful. Like, you cannot say in Lithuanian in your own language, or I can also do that. When I got angry, I want to swear in
Chinese.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that is a barrier. That is quite tough, actually.
Yeah, that's one of the disadvantage of 异国恋.
Yeah.
Cross culture.
Yeah.
Cross culture, relationships. Yeah, for sure. And then how was living in Lithuania otherwise? Like, I mean, it was so different from Taiwan, right? Like, how did you adapt to that?
I think in the beginning, I feel everything is very new for me, but then I got quite bored because I cannot go anywhere. I need to drive a car. And although I think it's a place that I can go after my retirement, because before I went there, they have 2 cows. And when I was there, they still have pigs and chicken. Yeah.
Farm life.
A lot of eggs for free.
Which is a big deal, especially in the
Organic.
US. Because it's so expensive right now. Eggs, wow.
Eggs farmers. Christina would love that. Okay.
Wow. But after a while, of course, it's new in the beginning, but it gets very...
Yeah, and I want to share quite a funny story.
Yeah.
I think during the time my husband has to help his brother to drive a tractor. Okay, was like a boyfriend there. And then I also want to help his mom, although it's only me and his mom staying together, but we cannot communicate. So I just use my body language. One day she's like mowing grass with the mowing machine, and I just show like, okay, I would like to help. So then I tried to help to mow the grass, and then somehow the machine stuck from a little like dump.
Yeah, like a hill.
Like a little hill. And then she said, okay, sorry, I will raise it. But she forgot to tell me to stop the engine. And then she just put her hand inside. And then a lot of blood, you know? even on my legs. I was like, oh, shoot, I cut my boyfriend mother finger. And then I'm so afraid her finger will break. And then I was so panicked. I tried to call my boyfriend, boyfriend. And then she's like, no, don't call. Of course I should call. Like, it's a lot of blood.
Is she just Lithuanian and they're super hard people and it's fine?
Yeah.
What?
But in the end, the neighbor, like my boyfriend called the neighbor, come to pick the mom to the hospital. And everybody...
The hospital?
Yeah, but because she need to do the stitches, you know?
Yeah.
One nail is gone, but now her finger is still good. Yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised that she kept her fucking fingers.
No, it didn't break. It didn't,
Didn't cut off.
Yeah, it didn't cut off.
You still have a good relationship.
Come on, they keep making this joke. They think it's a joke. They joke about it sometimes.
I know, you said it was a funny story, and I was like, this is very...
The family also thinks it's a funny story. Yeah, but I feel very guilty. I washed the dishes for a long time. Yeah.
Hard Lithuanian people, you wash the dishes for a long time. Okay, yeah, that's talk about language differences for sure. Using your body language. All right.
Oh my gosh. Wow, that's so then you became a very good
dishwasher, very good
daughter-in-law.
Yeah, glad now they have a real dishwasher. No, but his mom is really good. I think she's the best like mother-in-law ever. Really.
Oh, okay.
Really?
She's so good. Like even for a long time, I have my clothes in Lithuania. Like I don't go back for a long time because now we are living in the Netherlands, and she just take out all my clothes to wash because she afraid will be dusty.
Yeah.
I didn't ask her to do that.
She's so nice.
And I always don't have to help a lot. And every time if I'm leaving, she always cry.
Oh.
Yeah, she's very emotional and she's very caring.
Wow.
She's the best mother-in-law ever.
That is so great.
And you guys can't communicate.
A little bit. Like,
do you think that's
I can
helping?
Speak a little bit Lithuanian.
Do you think that's the reason why you guys get along so well?
Because you can't communicate.
I've heard that's the secret to it.
That's true, really. Like, even I understand, I would
pretend not to.
Yeah, because I don't want to know their family personality so much, and not knowing the language is the really best way to be in a good relationship with your mother-in-law. Yeah.
No.
I mean, just don't communicate. Just smile. Okay, thank you.
You must have heard, like, here in Taiwan, like, a lot of people have challenges with their in-laws, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's because they communicate too much.
Yes.
Well, that actually works out for both you and your husband. Your husband can't communicate with your parents, and you can't communicate with his parents.
Yeah, but my mom can speak
English
a little bit, and he can speak a little bit Chinese, so they can communicate.
Okay. Okay. And that works out okay?
Yeah, they're okay.
Okay. Okay.
But do you think by not speaking, of course, like, you know, there are pros, as we said, but are there things that you feel like are lost in the culture because of that? Because, you know, you guys are from different backgrounds, right? Because, for example, in Taiwan, there's certain expectations of a son-in-law, for example. So would you feel like sad that your parents don't get that as much per se?
Actually, not so much because I'm a daughter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for untraditional parents, they do have still some tradition. Traditional values.
A little bit, but I think they just really don't care so much, really. Like, even in our wedding, we didn't even go with the traditional way, like those ceremony. No, we don't. So our family is not that traditional, so they really don't mind. Yeah, they are very open-minded people.
Okay. What about your brother? Is he married?
No.
No, not married, not dating.
Dating, but not married yet.
Okay.
Foreigner?
No, he cannot speak English well. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Going back to the ceremony you mentioned, I'm really curious. How did you guys decide how to do it, and where did you have it?
So we have two weddings. The first one, it was just like a register, the marriage, and it was in the Netherlands. Only his family joined because I think it's in the end of COVID time. So none of my family came, but it's really my first time getting married, you know?
Hopefully the only time.
Yeah.
Getting married.
So only his brother asked, does he need to walk with me to the room? Because
that is so sweet.
And I said no need.
But that's really nice that he offered.
Yeah. Now I think so. So in the end, I wasn't sure that I will have wedding in Taiwan, but after 2 years we did last year October because I want to show my grandmother. Like she kind of raised me up, and in our culture we say 结婚 is 沾沾喜气. Yeah, so I think I just do it for the elders and my family. Yeah.
Did his family come or just him?
His family came, and also our landlord in the Netherlands came, our American friend.
What?
Yeah, they are Polish.
Okay.
Wow.
It was quite international wedding though.
That's so
Was this the first
interesting.
time both families met each other?
I think it's the first time they met, and actually not. No, because the family came to visit Taiwan when we were still dating.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not the first time.
And how was that?
You mean the first time when they came to
Yeah,
Taiwan?
like just like, you know, learning about Taiwan, having Lithuanians running around Taipei.
I think they like it, but they ask questions all the time, like so strange question because they are farmers, you know, like they pass all kind of field. They ask what is there. How do I know? Or they see like a water 水，就是地上有积水。
Yeah, like a
And they-
like a water, like yeah,
Yeah, and
accumulation
they
of water.
why there's water? How do I know? Just a lot of questions, but it's their first time came to Asia. I kind of understand, but they love Taiwan.
First time come to Asia, and they're also not city people. So
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of big changes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do they like the food?
Yeah, they do, especially the 早餐店 breakfast place. They like the 铁板面 a lot. Like every day we went to the same breakfast place and they order the same thing. Yeah, but they just some of them struggle of using chopsticks.
Fair. Fair.
I'm so mindful. This is so fun.
Yeah, this is very interesting. Do you ever wonder sometimes what your life would have been like if you married like a Taiwanese guy?
Yes.
Oh, wow, that was a quick answer. That was a quick answer.
Because before I meet my husband, I had a also long relationship with my ex-boyfriend. He's from Taiwan.
Yeah.
And his mom was very like a religious Buddhist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sometimes I need to go to the temple with her, and also they kind of capture a lot of fish and release them. They call 放生, and I have to go and stand up, read a lot of 经文. I don't know how to say.
Like Buddhist
Scriptures?
scriptures, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't like it.
Okay.
And she always criticized my shape.
Oh.
My ex-boyfriend also criticized my shape.
Oh, rude.
Yeah, so he really criticized very badly. I even did a liposuction for him. And the mom always like, oh, Alicia, she's very good upper body, but her legs so fat. Because she thinks her shape is the best. So I can imagine if I marry a Taiwanese, I have a lot of stress about my shape. Maybe not all the guy, but my ex-boyfriend was like that. Now he married a very beautiful girl. Lucky. Good for him.
Good for him. Whatever.
Yeah.
Wow, that is so stressful.
That is very stressful.
Sounds like the Lithuanians don't care about this as much.
No.
Actually, no, but I think in Lithuanian, they also have some parts similar with Taiwanese.
Okay.
Yeah, this is quite surprising for me because compared with other European, because they are quite like East, so they also quite some conservative. And when I was there, his dad still living with his mom, and it's my husband mother taking care of the grandmother. Yeah, so she's taking care of the husband grandmother, and they are living together because they also think bring the elders to like a elderly place.
Yeah, like a senior home.
Yeah, it's very bad.
Disrespectful, yeah.
Yeah, and he also care about what I wear. Like,
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's so Taiwanese, right?
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Especially you mentioned because he's very like macho in that sense, right? You said like his ideals are like the men probably make decisions and stuff like that. Wow.
Like cares about what you wear in terms of like sometimes you wear too little.
Yeah, too
or,
little.
Like,
yeah, like cover up or
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cover up. Okay.
Or I cannot drink so much outside with family is okay, but if I drink too much outside, he will be so mad. Or he will try to say, stop drinking, it's okay.
Okay.
Don't do it.
how do you respond to that? Because I feel like you're very also strong-willed.
Yeah, in the beginning I kind of follow with him, but now I think he knows my limits more than myself.
Yeah.
So I kind of listen to him like, oh my god, thanks for him. I didn't be ashamed.
Ah, good.
Yeah.
So you found like a good balance.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you guys seem to. I mean, it seems from the stories that we're listening to that. Do you think that you guys have a good balance with how you handle things culturally?
I think, yeah, it's kind of 互补.
Like complementary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you. Yeah, because he's very rational and very emotional.
Okay.
Yeah, and I always want to travel. I want to adventure, but he just want to stay or making money. So he said that's why we met, because then you can bring me out or I can stop you.
That's very interesting. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Are you guys similar age?
Yeah, he just 5 months younger than me.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, so same age.
So that's not a huge age difference.
Yeah.
So then the next part that I'm really curious, because now you live in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
So how did that happen?
We moved to Netherlands because he found a job. In the beginning, he was like doing internship, and now he became a staff. So yeah, we will move there. But I think it's very fair because I'm not living with my family. Then in the Netherlands, he also not living with
His family.
So we are kind of balanced. Otherwise, sometimes in Taiwan, he feel I'm very bitchy. You know, like I do everything so fast. I have no patience because it's my hometown.
Yeah.
For me, he also, when he's Lithuania, he has his family. Backup
Support
him, and he will be a little bit bitchy to me. So I think it's fair.
That actually makes a lot of sense. You point out something that I didn't even think about. When you guys are in your respective countries, you obviously move faster.
Yeah,
than
because
the
you know how
other.
things work, the language, like, you know, all these advantages.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we have no patience to others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have. Yeah,
And now in Netherlands, it's
Compromise.
yeah.
yeah.
So, and Netherlands is very open to foreigner. Like in the beginning when I was living in Lithuania, I was struggle like how I can stay in Europe. Then I did like working holiday visa, you know, to Poland and Slovenia, but I never worked there. I just want to stay with him in Lithuania.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then in the Netherlands, we just have to prove that we living together over half year, all the letters as a proof, and I even write the words like how we met, blah, blah, blah. And then I can get visa.
Yeah.
So I like Netherlands.
What about in the future? Have you guys thought about like what if you don't live? Have you guys thought about like moving back to Lithuania, moving back to Taiwan?
Yeah, is that a conversation?
I think he will not leave his job. So he will just work as a staff for long term until his retirement.
In the Netherlands?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's not the worst. Netherlands is kind of nice, isn't it? Yeah.
It's nice, but the similarity with Lithuania is they both have no mountains.
Oh,
It's so flat, but Europe, you can go to the other parts of Europe.
But it's far.
Well, Taiwan is farther.
Taiwan is
That's
farther.
true. But if living in Taiwan, I can just go to the beach or the mountain whenever I want, night market.
But
Sacrifice.
sacrifice, I was going to say. But you don't think at some point you guys would think about maybe living here for a little bit?
Yeah, I really want to, but he say only after his retirement. But when I think about retirement, like when we are 60 something, my family, maybe they all die. Like why I should be here? Sorry, but truth.
Yeah.
Fair enough, yeah.
Yeah.
And you also wanted to be in the farm after you retire, so he's going to be here, you're going to be...
Yeah, I want to buy horses.
I would love if you bought horses. That would be
Come to
amazing.
visit me.
Why else have a farm if you're not going to have horses? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
in Lithuania. Wow.
Yeah.
Fun.
What about, have you guys, like, thought about having kids? Is that too forward of a question?
No, it's okay. I think he wants, and me, so.
Okay. So imagine, though, you do have a kid. Where are you gonna raise them?
Of course, also Netherlands because of his job.
Okay.
Yeah, and he also has a lot of colleagues. They already have kids, so he knows what to do. Because
Okay.
just follow the colleague what they do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, it seems like a pretty, like, did you guys discuss it?
No, because again, conservative, you know? Like even I just want to be very open-minded to talk about it. He said, don't talk about that. But he said, you already know my answer, so don't talk about that.
Yeah.
Yes. He's very like a 理工直男.
That's beyond my level.
理工 is like they study engineering and 直男 is like very straight.
Yeah, very like
Okay.
straight
So
arrow.
it's hard to communicate with them sometimes. Yeah.
But have you thought about like what languages you're going to speak at home? You know, your kid is going to be half Taiwanese, half Lithuanian, growing up in the Netherlands.
Yeah. I think my kid can speak definitely Mandarin, Lithuanian, Dutch, English.
So this household, you will have to speak. Everyone will, you'll have to rotate how you speak to these kids and everything. No?
Yeah, because I teach swimming in Netherlands sometimes, and I also teach children. So if some children they can speak English, they definitely is like from the cross culture family. Yeah. So maybe I think I met one kid like his mom was from friends, and the father is Australian, so he can speak like Dutch because he's studying in the Netherlands. Yeah, they are multilinguals.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Wow.
Yeah, it is very nice. It's good to be multilingual.
And I think how about like behavior at home? Like, there's certain ways to behave in Taiwan, right? Like in a household, after you eat, or things like that. Just small ways of behaving. And I assume Lithuania has a different set of rules. How do you think that will, be for your children, for example? Like, are they going to take off their shoes when they walk in? Things like that, like little things.
I think most of Dutch, they also take out the shoes at home.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it will be the same way how I staying with my husband. So how we will educate our kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he also takes off shoes when he gets in the house.
Yeah, come on. Only American don't take out the shoes.
Yeah.
In Latin America, they also don't take off their shoes.
They don't?
No, it's a very weird concept.
I think it's a very weird concept too.
To take off your shoes?
To not take off your shoes.
Yeah, but you grew up in Asia.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But I mean, my dad's American.
Yeah, but you grew up
But
in
Lithuanian also take out the shoes. I think most of European they do. Yeah.
I mean, it's good practice. It's hygiene. I'm just saying. It's more hygiene.
It's very interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. But I think just like a lot of small behaviors that, I don't know, like in Asia, you don't drink water when you eat or something. Like little things.
Cold water. Yeah. Definitely no cold water.
Yeah, European, they really don't like to drink water. Like all the time when I go swimming, I borrow like my water bottle.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh my god, what are you drinking? Why you can swim so fast? Are you drinking vodka?" I'm drinking water, and they don't like water. I don't understand. Or when they get sick, they say just drink tea. What's the difference between tea and water? It's the same.
Yeah,
it is drink water. Yeah. Or they don't drink warm water. But now my husband do it because I change him.
Hey, that's a question though. When you guys eat dinner together, what food do you eat?
Depends on what I cook. Before I went to Europe, I never know how to cook. I don't know how the whole garlic look like. But then after there, I learned how to cook for survival.
Yeah, for survival.
So sad,
Yeah, here you just go out and buy food.
Yeah, or my grandmother cook, my mom cook. Nobody cook for me when I'm alone in Netherlands. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so hard.
Okay, so what do you cook though?
Oh, I think I cook mostly Asian food, Chinese food.
Oh, so your husband's good with that?
Yeah, he likes it. I think his stomach is very like Asian stomach. So it's good for me because I heard that some cross culture, the husband, boyfriend, they don't like Asian food.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I'm lucky.
Yeah.
Our stomach is quite similar. Sometimes we go to the restaurant, he want to order the same like what I want to order. I say, no, order another one.
Yeah.
I want to try both. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm. Okay, so if you do have children, maybe they'll grow up eating Chinese food like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be healthy. I think all the food, I can also cook pasta.
Yeah. Pasta, but Chinese food is life. I was telling Christina that I crave Chinese food all the time.
But Asian food is really the best of the world, don't you think so?
I personally think so, but I mean, I feel like I'm biased because I grew up with Chinese food, so I don't know if I'm the best person to answer.
But since been living abroad, then all the time, still the Chinese or like Asian food is the best. Like Thai food, Vietnamese, Philippines. No, not Philippines. That's Indonesia.
That's a hard one though because Asian food you can lump it in. There's so many different cuisines that is all Asian food. You got right. Indian food is also considered Asian food.
Yeah, that's true.
So when I think of like Chinese. That's Asian food, but when I think of Chinese food, I think of Taiwanese food. Taiwan, bits of China, Hong Kong. Those are the three countries I associate with Chinese food.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it makes sense, yeah.
That's what I would consider like...
But that's what you crave. You don't crave Asian food broadly. You crave Chinese food.
Chinese food.
So you don't crave like
it would
Japanese
be Chinese and then Asian.
Oh,
that's Chinese and Asian. Yeah, that's how it goes. And then hamburgers is like... I can't live without hamburgers. It's a thing. Like, I just can't live without hamburgers and fries. Like, it's like...
Cross culture.
I think the most American thing about me...
Taiwanese have part American.
Yeah, the most American thing about me is ketchup. No, it's not hamburgers, it's ketchup. I love ketchup, I can't live without ketchup.
Can you put ketchup in
Chinese
food?
Look at her face, she's like, ew. No, I don't agree with that. I think it's gross. Don't do it. Like, I know people do it, put on their, like, omelet with rice. You know how, like, Japanese put omelet, rice, and then ketchup? I'm like, no.
But they are all the things you like. Why they cannot put together?
Exactly. Good point.
No, apparently I need to box things into
Because
categories.
she's mixed, so she doesn't want her food to be mixed.
Because I want to be unique. I don't want my food to be unique. I want to be unique. All right, thanks, Annika. Moving on. Back to Alicia.
Well, I'm learning so much. But now that you are in the Netherlands in a cross-cultural relationship, do you feel like you meet a lot of people in similar dynamics, relationships?
Yeah, I think the thing that this, how to say, bounding us?
Yeah, that you help meet people, bond, to connect with others.
Yeah. So I think I like this more in Lithuania because there are not so many population Lithuanian, right?
Yeah.
So then I met a lot of Taiwanese. They also have their husband or boyfriend from Lithuania. So
No way.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
What?
There's only 3 million Lithuanian people.
How many Taiwanese people are married there?
How is that even possible? There's 3 million in the whole world.
I think
Half
I
of
know.
them are men.
Yeah.
1.5.
So I know 2. Yeah, and actually I know 3 before, but one she broke up. So now it's 2
Down
left.
to 2, yeah.
But I really like hanging out with them because we can complain a lot of like cultural things. Oh, my husband, he's so annoying. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Oh, we miss Taiwan so much. Yeah.
You're so funny. But I'm just so curious that there's enough of this for you to form essentially a club.
Yeah. Wait, and this is in Lithuania or Netherlands?
This is Lithuania because Netherlands, so many. Like a lot of them.
Taiwanese people living there.
Yeah.
Married to Dutch people.
Yeah. Too many, so I don't know all of them. But Lithuania is very close because not so many of them, so we are very close.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, in the Netherlands, I also know some, but I think now they are maybe not married, but their another half is, they are Dutch. But my husband, he's from Lithuania, so still quite different. Yeah.
Wow. So I know for your case, it was more like destiny, right? Like you kind of met someone from abroad. I also know a lot of other people who maybe intentionally date someone from other cultures because they don't want, they want to be in a different type of relationship because they don't want to be a housewife here in Taiwan, for example. What are the reasons you've heard from these 3 people, I guess, that have married Lithuanian men?
I think they didn't aim that they want to move abroad. Like the first one, she even published a book about Lithuania. Like the first one. She has 2 kids. Now
She has a book.
Yeah, the oldest kid already 10. But yeah, they met in Taiwan because the husband was working in Taiwan, so they met. I think the main reason was for love. Like nobody aiming for, I'm going to leave my country. The people that I know. Wow. So it's because of love, mostly.
That's a good reason.
I feel like we talked about this recently where I feel like I mean, maybe because like my dad was white and he ended up here, but I feel like I know a lot of aunties as well who are, a lot of their husbands visited Taiwan and then married a Taiwanese woman and then they had kids and then lived abroad.
I think it's harder seemingly for foreigners to stay here in Taiwan.
Yeah, I think so too. There's not many that do. Yeah.
Why?
They do usually move back after retirement, but I think maybe like job is one thing and language becomes a blocker as well.
Yes, that's something that I often really question is how do foreigners live here without speaking Mandarin so well? Like I only speak half the language and I have a hard time living here sometimes. For sure.
Yeah, so sometimes people do stay within a bubble here in Taiwan. Or I don't know. But I asked this because I have a acquaintance who she's Korean and she married outside of the Korean culture, and she said she did it on purpose, very intentionally tried to find someone outside of the Korean culture because based on her experience, the way a Korean wife is expected to behave in the society, she just that wasn't for her. And she's like, I'd rather be in a very completely different culture. Even if I don't know that culture well, I'd rather, be in that situation, which I thought was very interesting.
I think that's very interesting too. Your friends, the friends that you have met, do you think that's one of the reasons?
Okay, I know one girl, she doesn't fit in Taiwanese culture because she think her life in the Netherlands is better because not so many people judging about her and she can escape from the parent. But yeah, so she moved with her boyfriend to Netherlands. I think maybe her.
I see. Wow.
I mean, that actually makes sense to me. That was one of the reasons why I was like the West better. I mean, just like I felt less judgment as a woman over there. I mean, I think it's a little bit different now, but back in the day when I was younger, I felt less stigma or less pressure being a woman in America or the West as opposed to being here. Again, I think it's different now, but I don't know. What was your experience?
I don't know. I feel the same everywhere.
Really? But we are wearing like this in Taiwan. We got stared a lot, like especially the old uncle. But if
But I think that's
States,
everywhere though. Yeah, they would still stare.
Not so much because every girl wear like that. So he will be too busy staring at everyone.
Every woman, a lot of women sometimes are more revealing than I am by far.
Well, to be fair, also to your question, because I don't do that anywhere, I don't think about it. You know what I mean? Like I've never. It doesn't matter where I am, so it's not a thing I would think about. The only time I did think about what I was wearing was when I was in the Middle East, but that's for a slightly separate issue. So then that's why it doesn't cross my mind. But I can see that, you know, if you're talking about revealing clothes or stuff like that. Other than that, not a thing.
And also just like you know, gotta be a good girl, wash the dishes, gotta be, you know.
But that's already who I am, so.
Oh my god. But like small stuff like that.
I'm such a good girl, so.
Whatever. But okay, so your friends, you were saying that only that one example. And
I think so.
other than that though, it was just love,
or they're already studying there and they met another one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's fair, so then they stayed.
Yeah, like they were trying to find a job in the Netherlands and they found the boyfriend. They just don't want to live in Taiwan, not try to find the husband boyfriend, but they find a job.
I see.
But they don't want to stay in Taiwan because of the work and society.
Is it the same thing with men? Do men also marry out in Taiwan? Because it seems like there's a lot of women that are marrying out. Do men marry out?
I think not so many.
So they're just...
But there was one guy, he married to Lithuania. Yeah.
Also, wow.
But I don't know him well, but now they divorced.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you mentioned a few of the relationships that didn't work. Without naming names, I'm curious, do any of your friends mentioned that they wish they married their own culture?
Yeah.
Really? Like,
Yeah.
You make it sound so obvious. Like, yes. Really? That like people do think about it afterwards and go, oh, I wish I married someone from my own culture.
Yeah, I think it's not because of culture. Maybe it's also one thing. But the thing is that you realize you are so far away from your family, your roots. And every time is a dilemma. We learn it.
Yeah.
Like when you are leaving, saying goodbye to your family, you feel very sad. But you are saying goodbye to your husband, you also feel sad.
Yeah.
And next time when you see your family, your parent getting older.
Yes.
Like maybe you see them like once a year, twice a year. It's really sad, you know, like the ticket's so expensive. And yeah, I remember the first Lithuanian daughter-in-law, she told me that if can be again, she wouldn't marry to Lithuania. But now she has no choice because she has 2 kids already.
She has kids, yeah.
Yeah. That's tough. Really tough. So she doesn't go back very often to see her family.
Yeah, and sometimes she has to pay the ticket for the children, so she cannot save the money. And the husband, he's quite like, how to say, hard to communicate. Like he doesn't like to fly, so always she brought 2 kids or
Herself.
1 kid. Yeah.
That's a lot of work, bringing kids to a different country by yourself.
Yeah, I think she's a really strong woman.
Yeah, for sure.
I respect her.
Yeah, and she had time to write a book as well.
These are things people don't think about. Us, you know, some of the realities of life, right? Of course, when you're dating, you know, you're like, this is so new, this is so different. But then there are the realities of life.
Yeah. I know, like, from what you were saying about buying a ticket back home, I remember my mom was saying the same thing about how when they were living in America, you know, she would always have to save so much money and then for that flight back to Asia, you know, back to Taiwan, and her parents would always help her out to bring her back because, you know, she was living in Minnesota, which is like, there's
middle of nowhere,
there's nothing going on. And, you know, so and there was like not a lot of Chinese food. And like, so like she always had to save so much money to take the kids back, you know, and there's 3 of us as well. So that can't be easy. Those are the realities and there are the differences. And I think, you know, communication is one, but also just perspective, the way that, because I know that from my mom, like seeing my parents growing up, that Western mentality, and then you have the Asian mentality, and that also clashes. Even if you're speaking the same language, you're also coming at things perspective, like from the different perspectives. I think, those are pretty big realities to marrying outside your culture.
Yeah.
And stuff to think about. It seems like you're doing pretty good with that, though.
I think in the beginning I also feel very like stuck because all the time when I buy ticket back to Taiwan, like I never miss every Chinese New Year because I want to stay with my grandparent. Like I think it's very important thing that our whole family eating together. Just one time I didn't come back, like I think it was this year. So then I come back for the cleaning graveyard. Yeah, but before every time I buy tickets, then my husband, he kind of be mad. He's like, how many times you want to go back to Taiwan? In the future, you only can go back like twice, like 2 months a year, blah, blah, blah. But why can't I just decide whenever I want to go back to my home? Yeah, it's so annoying.
I agree with you. Do whatever you want.
Yeah, and marry a person doesn't mean I'm your belonging. I'm you wife, but I'm not your wife. I'm not your belonging. I'm still myself after marriage.
Yeah.
But he misses you.
But I also miss my family.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's very, again, dilemma.
It is. It's a compromise and sacrifice. It's not easy.
It's difficult, really.
You're so strong.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. So we've definitely, I feel like, covered a lot of the pros and the cons of, you know, these like cross-cultural relationship, marriage, and all of that. You were saying that you were discussing with your husband what are the pros and cons of being in an intercultural marriage. What do you think? What are some of the good things that we haven't talked about, or some of the challenges you feel?
Okay, the good thing about cross culture that we can I don't know we can meet many people from different culture because we are living abroad. I think it's a good thing. And the disadvantage is the communication, I think.
And you mentioned something about sharing instant.
Okay. Yeah, I asked my husband what's the challenge. He said, yeah, my wife doesn't share me her instant noodles. If I brought it back from Taiwan, I don't want to share, okay? No. And I heard my friend also fight with her boyfriend with this. Like, oh my God, it's my instant noodle, you cannot eat it.
This could be a business. If your husband, you should maybe think about bringing instant noodles and sell it in Europe.
Yeah, because you can buy it, but not like the one with meat, like 满汉大餐.
满汉大餐. My sister would never share that with me when we're in America as well. Ever. She'd never share it with me.
Right?
Yeah, it's a thing. I want to go back to one of the pros that you were talking about. How what were the two things that you mentioned? You said communication was a disadvantage, and then what was the pro?
The good thing, is that we can meet many people from different culture and we can explore a lot of part in the world together. Yeah,
I think you definitely have. I mean, when you're living in Lithuania and the Netherlands, you've met so many people that are kind of the same circumstance as you as well. Yeah. People who married outside their culture. And you've met so many different people. I think that's such a pro. Yeah. And they are from different background, and I like all of them. They are different, but I like them all. Yeah, that definitely pushes you to meet people outside of your comfort zone. Yeah, for sure. I didn't think about that. Yeah, and he works in the space agency. What's the year? Is it European? ESA, European Space Agency. ISA, right? No, it's called ESA. Okay. Yeah, ESA.
That's amazing. He must be so smart.
Yeah, he's smart. So then I can meet a lot of smart people from him. Then I think it's also a very... If I never met him, my life will not be like this. I wouldn't meet so many like smart people. Yeah. So I think it's good for my life. Yeah, because when you were first telling at the beginning of this episode, I was just thinking like, imagine what your life would have been like if you married like a Taiwanese guy and you stayed here instead. It'd be so different. It's a different like a different path. Yeah, that's true. Like I think I will be very close. Like some of Taiwanese very close. Like in Taiwan, you cannot see a lot of international news. Only if you choose to watch it. Like on TV, they always show some stupid news. Yeah. So I think being together with my husband, all the time when I met his colleague, they want to talk about the news, like international news, what happened. Or I also have to know some, otherwise I don't know how to talk with them. So it's kind of forced me to get to know this world more.
That's awesome.
Is it awesome? Is it awesome? Or it's like,
yeah, it's awesome.
Are you just saying that because, we're on a podcast?
Is there anything else that was unexpected of like, your relationship, moving to Europe? Like, it's something that you just didn't think about and that has caught you by surprise.
Unexpected. Hard to think. Can you give me example?
I don't know, like living in a farm, I guess. I don't know.
I feel like I'm I feel quite taken aback by your story. I mean, first of all, when I think of Taiwanese families, I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but a lot of times it's quite still a little bit more on the traditional side usually. And your dad's at the airport being like, "Go follow your love."
Yeah, I agree. That's
it's like a fairy tale.
Yeah,
it really is like a fairy tale.
Yeah, a little bit, and then you go when you're spending time with his family and he's spending time with your family, and the communication is not really there, but like everything's
works out
quite amicable. Yeah. So I feel quite taken aback by your story.
Yeah.
Or like your marriage as well, and I'm also really grateful that he likes Chinese food. I hope my future husband, whatever, likes Chinese food. But those are all unexpected things. I mean, from an outsider looking in.
Yeah, I think the most unexpected thing is like how his family and his friend will accept me as a foreigner.
Yeah.
Like in this deep village, maybe they don't even know Taiwan before.
Exactly. Yeah.
But they treat me so well, so good. Like they feel proud to have me there.
We should go to Lithuania.
Like I'm very glad. I'm very glad that his family is so good. Like treating me so good. Even his family, his like friend, his neighbors, everybody. Oh, Alicia. Oh, let's take a picture. I'm like celebrity there. Really.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And I make some video interview them also.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I let them try like gaoliang and vodka because they love vodka a lot, and I say which one is better, gaoliang or I want to introduce Taiwan to them, and I also love they show me their culture, their friends,
Are Lithuanian people quite open like that? Are they all quite open, or is it just his family?
I think they are quite open. Yeah, mostly, but his family is really super nice. Like once. I think my 30-year-old birthday, my husband even like borrowed a karaoke machine, and
that's so sweet.
Yeah, he invited all his family and friends. I was singing Taiwanese song and dancing on his father's lap. What? Not that kind of sexual way, but it's like on the lap.
But still, this is I love it.
Dancing on the father's lap. Cutting off her mother-in-law's finger. I mean, like, really what can she not do?
With the family.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Unexpected things. More unexpected stories from me here.
That was very unexpected.
Good question.
Wow. That was...
Yeah, because my Taiwanese friend, like, who had another half Lithuanian, they also joined to this party, and the friend told my husband, like, oh my god, you're really lucky to have Alicia. None of Taiwanese can like do the lap dance on the father. Like, what the? You're so lucky, man.
Oh my god. Do you have videos of this? I really need to see this.
I don't know. I will try to find it.
Please find it. Please try and find it for us.
This is wow. I'm speechless.
And I'm the only one daughter-in-law can drink with the parent because I think the brother has a Lithuanian wife, but she doesn't drink, and only I drink. I have to drink with the mom champagne, drink with the father vodka, and I never say no because no is very impolite to Taiwanese.
Yeah, exactly.
So we just like, okay, it's vegada. It's like to your health. Cheers.
It's vegada.
Yeah.
I love it. This is so fun. Wow, you might fit really well in Lithuania.
Yeah? You think so?
Come.
You should come visit. Come. We'll find you a husband with chickens. Many chickens. She's been talking about
this. The village
this.
man is the best, City men, they lie a lot, but the village men, they don't lie.
Honorable men.
Yeah.
Strong farming men.
Yeah.
Good stock.
They don't cheat. They love you.
They also tell you to dress nicely.
Which I do anyways. Always.
Yeah. Get a man from the village.
That's the takeaway.
That is the takeaway for today. Yes, I love it.
Well, no, I think we've learned so much today, Alicia, from, learning about how you met your husband, how your father supported you, how your father met your husband. You guys have so many, really funny stories. How your father met him with his boxers, without knowing he was at home.
Yep.
Yet he gave you money to chase your dreams. You moved in and lived with your in-laws. You know?
Yeah. I forgot about that part.
And then you just essentially stayed.
Yeah.
Wow, a lot today. I don't know. This was quite a journey. So first of all, thank you so much for sharing your journey with us.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for having me here.
Of course. Anything else that you want to share before you leave?
Okay, so my Instagram is KUANLIF. I make some reels, and my YouTube is Kwan in Europe. I do street interview or vlog, or I will interview. So
check it out, especially if you want advice on how to marry a village man from Lithuania.
I will make this video. Yeah, sure.
All right, thanks everyone.
Thank you everyone.
That's it for us? Yeah.
And that's it for us. So
okay, and don't forget to follow us on all the different social media, which I'll have below. And we'll see you next episode. Thanks everyone. Bye.